All right, cool. So let's start with probably the most important positioning, starting position in doubles, the serve, right?
Yeah.
And if you got a partner, let's start by talking about a partner who's kind of stuck in the mud and maybe doesn't have the greatest volleys, isn't that confident in their volleys. What would you recommend somebody do in that situation?
This happens to us a lot when we're playing pro-ams. Just a couple days ago, I was playing with a high school player. Nice kid, but he stood too far back.
So Mike's the high school player.
Here.
Where do we put him?
He stood too far back.
Right here.
His volleys weren't horrible, but he was just a big target because any ball that came to him, it was pretty much a tough volley. He was taking it too low and wasn't getting enough stick on it because he was
Positioning double skiller.
too far back. Yeah, he was over. You know, here he is, a little bit too far to the left. So I put my hand on his back and I just moved him forward and to the right a little bit, and this made him just a better player in general. You know, it just made him less of a target. Any ball that came to him, he can kind of swat it away.
Yeah.
Even if his volleys weren't perfect, he still was able to put away points, and it was just better for us overall.
He's so close. It's the secret sauce. You
Exactly.
know, just being on the net.
Yeah, when you're the server and you know you have a guy that's not a great volleyer, that's when you got to take your first serve percentage even higher than 75. I'm sure you're trying to make as many first serves as possible. If he's hitting second serves, returner can direct that ball right at your lame duck at net.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're maybe trying to swing the tee,
Yep.
taking some speed off, and
Yeah, if I want to take my net guy out of the point, I'm not going to serve wide because they're probably going to hit
Okay.
it down the line at him. So I'm going to swing it tee with my lefty serve and try to get him to push the ball over to me. So
Okay.
if your net player is not very good and he's stuck in the mud, and there's stuff you can do with your serve to draw the ball to your side.
So even if you're a righty, just go at the guy's backhand, kind of tee
Yeah.
to take this guy out a little bit.
Yeah, and you'll get as a server, you get the ball the majority of the time. But if I hit my kick serve wide, then if that guy doesn't hit a perfect return cross court, the net player is in play.
So that's sort of the deal, right? Because sort of the deal is you move closer to the net, I'll get my first serve in. Is that kind of like, you know, if you were going to put it on paper, that would be sort of the way you would explain it to your partner.
Hey, if you get closer, I'm not going to
get you killed.
I'm not
with
going to
second
hang you out
serves.
to dry and
Yeah.
hit 80, 90 mile an hour second serves to the returner, because that just looks scary for the guy. The guy's going to slowly start backing up because he's fearful Fred.
Yeah.
But if he's up here, you want to be making the first serve. He doesn't have to be a great volleyer. He can shank the volley, and it's still going to be pretty good.
And you have a lot of would it be fair to say as the server you have more control over your partner than in a different situation? Like if your partner's serving, he's kind of running the show, right? But if you're serving, you can say, hey, can you help me out? Can you move up a little bit closer?
Yeah,
in terms of that communication.
as a server, you're running the play.
Yeah.
Usually, as a server, we're always calling where we're going to serve. I'm calling, if we do run a play, I'm telling Mike to poach. He's not telling me what to do. So as a server, you're running the play. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right, cool. So we got Mike / Fearful Fred, the partner that doesn't really move up in net. So how do you kind of take him out of the play with your serve so you get most of the balls?
Doesn't move, doesn't want the ball. So I'm going to hit a serve down the tee that's kind of curling away, and he's going to make the returner just push it out to my side of the court. Here we go. Let's try it. And right there, he reached out, and he didn't push it over, but he was stretched, and any return that he hit down the line was weak. And even Fearful Fred would have put that away.
Yeah, that's a situation where just by moving your partner and putting him in the right spot, even, you know, let's say wrong grip, whatever, he's still going to be all right.
He's in good shape. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't.
Oh, come on.
Guys, we're demonstrating.
Retake.
Demonstration.
We can't lose points over here.
Let's do it again, Fred.
So
That was out.
You call
Too
you call
good
the lines
again.
Close. But actually that was a good question, because when you're hitting quality serves, you're going to get a range. That's one of the big questions for the server is, I'm taking this guy out of the play, and the first volley we saw you hit was right down the middle. That one was at his shoelaces. So talk a little bit about your decision making in terms of where you're putting those volleys.
Okay, usually if I get a high one, I'm using this net guy as a target. I'm going at him low at his feet.
So no mercy. So
No mercy. I mean, any ball at the shoelaces is a very tough volley. So if I don't put it away, then I'm setting up Mike. Even if he's Fearful Fred, he'll be in a good position.
Okay.
Now, if he hits a low one at my feet, then I don't have the advantage. So I'm going to try to push it back deep cross court. And so usually if it's low, I go cross court. If it's high, I go right at the net guy.
Okay, we're gonna have Fearful Mike just chilling, and then why don't you hit a couple serves,
Yeah.
sort of hit the first volley, and then talk about why you went where.
Okay. Come on, Fred, do something.
I was stuck in the mud, man. I'm scared of the ball. The ball is scary.
I went cross court there because I was way in the middle. It would have been very tough for me to pull that across my body at the net guy. And had I gone there, he would have had the whole court to burn me. But because I was pulled into the middle, Fred would have had to cover me there. Because he didn't take the middle and poach, then I was in bad position. So, you know, if he had my back, I would have hit this ball. He would have come behind me and cover that next shot.
But I'm not a great net player. I don't know what to do up here.
Yeah, so
Really
I got to be a
dumb,
little bit
man.
faster.
Yeah. Okay, yeah,
He's got to be more. He's got to be more aggressive. You know, if he's not aggressive on the first two shots, it's going to come to me. I don't want the ball.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in the mud here. So it's his show.
Yeah.
So that was almost worst case return to a large extent.
Okay. I missed my serve, but
That's
I
fine.
got an easy reply, so I took it right at the net guy. He's my target, and he looked scared. You could see his face.
And that's you know, when you have a net guy who's really not helping you out, you want to keep the points as short as possible. Just like don't give him an opportunity to start going at your partner.
No, you want to. It's just like if you're cramping, you go for winners. You want to keep the points as short as possible. I have a liability up there at net, so our team is cramping.
Yeah.
We got to finish the point as soon as possible, and I gotta take more risk.
And by going low at the net guy, you'll probably get a pop-up return of some capacity, so that the point really will be over fast.
Yeah.
You put the next volley away, whereas going deep at the baseline guy, he has way more of an opportunity to go.
He has more
at
time, and he'll have
Mike.
definitely more control to direct it at the weaker player.
Okay.
If I'm going there low at his feet, I'm still in the driver's seat. But as soon as I go back at the baseliner, he has time for the ball to bounce, and then he can pick and choose where he goes.
So it sounds to me like what you guys are recommending is serve, and then as soon as possible, concentrate your fire on the net guy so the point's over.
As soon as you get a high ball, take it right at the net guy's shoelaces, and then, close.
All right, let's see a couple more. And that one was a little bit lower, and you took a little pace off of it so that it would dip.
Yeah, that was a little bit lower, but I still felt like I got it at hip level. I couldn't get it as low at his shoelaces as I wanted, but I stuck it hard down the middle, and we won the point. Okay, these guys are playing out of their mind. But I felt like I did all I could do. They're way too good. Maybe they should be the #1 seed in the tournament.
Tip of the cap.
Yeah,
Tip of
too
the
good.
cap.
Too good. I mean, but
He saw a Japanese speed drill.
I felt like I hit the serve I wanted to hit, and I hit the volley that I want to hit.
Yeah.
If a guy zones like that, you got to tip your hat. Sometimes it's just too good.
Well, that's fine. I mean, you're gonna if you force him to hit a quality shot like that, that's a good situation to be in. Good shot, congratulations.
Congratulations, that's one in a million.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
2 in a million.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a fearful Fred who maybe is a little receptive to your coaching. Would you plan ahead and say, I want you just to run to this spot?
Yeah.
Like almost you're calling a full poach. One of the things I like to do is I'll just tell my partner, just if my serve goes in and it goes where I say it's going to go, run at the net strap. Just go.
Yeah. I mean, Bob's the better player. I've seen this time and time again in Pro-Ams. He's one of the best Pro-Am guys in the world. He's the quarterback. He's telling his net guy or his partner what to do. A lot of times they want to be told what to do because they're statues. They want to know where to go. Bob will say, I'm serving T. why don't you just move to the middle? That's all you have to do is take a couple steps to the middle, do that, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Reassure your partner, and then Bob will shift over, and that's a cool play, you know? It's kind of a switch.
So when we did that clinic last year, you guys were coaching the guys you were playing with a lot, basically in exactly what you just described. So why don't you let's again pretend that Mike is the guy you're coaching. So
All right,
how would this work? How would this work?
Okay, Mike, make sure that you get close to the net.
Okay.
I'm going to hit a serve to the body, and you just take 3 steps towards the net strap
Yeah.
and get your hands out in front.
To the right or left?
To the right, towards the net strap. Keep
Okay.
your hands out in front, and good luck.
Hey, good coaching.
And it worked.
So are you going to do, that was a full switch there, where you just told him to go and you covered over here. But is there ever a situation where you'll just kind of tell him to fill up the middle and you'll still stay on your side and almost give away the alley?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I know he's not a very good volleyer and he's more moving towards the middle, then I kind of come towards the center of the court so I can be ready for either thing. If I know the ball goes by him, I'll be ready for this one. If the ball goes down the middle. So it's kind of what we talked about before. He's playing the net. You cut up the court in halves, the net half and the baseline half, and I'm just kind of roaming.
Kind of roaming.
Safety. Yeah.
Got it. So would there ever be a situation, you know, you guys charge the net, but would it ever be a tiered process where maybe, I'm going to say, you know, Mike, you would run at the net strap, I would serve, maybe evaluate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then I might hit an approach.
Yeah, I mean, Bob does this really well in these situations. If you serve and volley and you're hitting a low volley, the next ball is going to go at your fearful Fred partner. So sometimes on a second serve, Bob will serve it, wait to see where it goes, and rip a forehand because he's got to be aggressive on the next shot.
Yep.
Okay, let's see how that works.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just say this is a second serve. You know, sometimes it's hard to control the point when you're hitting low volleys because I'm having to hit back to the guy on the baseline, and then he can expose the weaker player. Sometimes I'll stay in the baseline and take a forehand and expose their weaker player, which is the net. All right.
Okay, let's see how it works.
Yeah. Where were you that time?
That would have been a low volley for Bob. So he backed up. He's got a strong forehand. He knows that, and he waited and then just crushed his aggressive forehand right at the net guy and into the point.
Yeah.
But if you try to get in too quick and serve and volley, you're going to be hitting up. So that's a great play, especially when you're playing with a weak net player.
So a couple things went on there. I mean, a lot of people might have a great net player, but they're getting killed on their approach volleys. They're hitting they're digging them off their shoelaces. So then you would say, serve, kind of wait, and then crank it at that dude.
Yeah.
If you can get it low, he pops something up, and then you go after the next ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do this more when you have an unbalanced team.
Okay.
And I don't want this guy to get the ball.
Okay.
I want to keep controlling the point, and hopefully pick on a weak net guy. I'll serve instead of getting a low volley and having to go back deep and giving this guy time to hurt my weaker player, my partner. I'll set up, take a forehand. Instead of hitting a low volley, I'll hit a pretty easy forehand, and I'll hit at the net guy.
Just direct all the fire
Direct
on
it
that guy.
and stay in control.
Okay. Okay. And at the rec level, you're facing a lot of fearful Freds who will be positioned back like that, and it's just easy pickings.
You can stay in control.
All right. Let's see a couple more.
Okay, I'll take it. Thanks, Will.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You're really trying to beat us bad, aren't you? All right, here you go.
But that was I mean, not a great volley by the net guy, so even fearful Mike can handle it.
Yeah. Bob hit it so good.
The return wasn't great, but had I come in, I might have had to hit that ball back cross court because it was low. So he would have had to control going at my weaker partner, which would have put us in a bad position. So here it is. Here it is again.
Yep. So there was another one, kind of a little sitter there that Mike was able to dink.
Bob
down
stayed in control of the point, and that's the key in this situation. You kind of invented this play a few years ago. That's why you win every Pro-Am, is when you're playing with Fearful Fred, you serve, on a second serve you serve, and you don't get in too tight. You wait for the forehand and stay in control of the point.
Yep. Yeah, and then I try to get, like you saw there, I still come forward and I try to get to net, because that's where I feel like you know, you're in the best position, and when you have two guys at net. But I didn't do it too soon, so that I didn't have to hit a weak volley back to the guy hitting forehands.
And if Bob gets in tight and he sees the guy setting up, sometime you'll see him, he'll just poach right in front of Fearful Fred and be looking for the ball. Because, you know, Fearful Fred can't volley and doesn't want to volley, so he'll just do a full poach right in front of his face and try to end the point.
So it's almost like
you got to be super aggressive in this situation. I mean, you don't want to pick a partner that's scared to play at net, but sometimes you end up with them. Sometimes you're playing just a mixer, and you're dealt this card, and you just got to be super aggressive.
So you got Fearful Fred chilling here, and you just on that side though, and so you would just keep going. You know where it's going. It's about seeing the ball. You know where it's going.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know the ball's coming to the weaker guy. They're not stupid. You know, they want to hit it to a guy that can barely play. So you just imagine the ball's going to be right in front of his chest and get out there and save the day.